Hello? Hello, can you hear my voice? If you can just type the number 1 in the chat. Hi, welcome, Fitness Guy, Aries. Can you hear my voice and my PowerPoint? Hello, Giovanna. Good to see you. Okay. Today we're going to talk about how to speak like a native Chinese speaker. It's about slangs, buzzwords, slangs. Okay, let's get started. Do you really know how to address Chinese people properly? Do you know that? Ni hao, Giovanna. Ni hao. By the way, why do you guys want to learn Chinese? Why do you want to learn Chinese? Why would you like to learn Chinese? You can type in the chat. Why would you learn Chinese? Okay, Michael, I'll put you on stage. Michael, I'll put you on stage. You can click accept or something, okay? You want to interact with Mandarin speakers. Why? Why would you like to interact with Mandarin speakers? Do you mean you want to travel to China one day or work in China, something like this? Hello, Michael. You're on stage now. You're on stage now. You're interested to know more culture. Hello, Andres. Nephew, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, you are interested in culture. How long have you been learning Chinese, by the way? Is this the first lesson, the first class you attend, or you have been learning Chinese for quite some time now? This is the first lesson, okay. If this is the first lesson, it might be a little bit intense for you, as you never learned Chinese before. You just heard of speaking Mandarin or Cantonese. Cantonese actually is a dialect in China. In China, we have so many dialects, right? In one city, sometimes we have more than one dialects. So Mandarin is the official language in China. This is the language you will hear on the news, right? On the news, and just the way people talk to each other. We talk to each other in Mandarin, and 90% of Chinese people speak Mandarin. This is the very common language in China, official language. Okay, do you really know how to address people properly in China? For some of you, you have been learning Chinese for quite some time. Do you know how to address people properly in Chinese? What's the common phrase to address a young lady? Do you know that? What's the common phrase to address young ladies? If you know the answer, you can just type in the chat. To address a young lady? Yeah, you wish to. Okay, let's check. So, in Chinese, last name, 姓 means last name. Okay, for example, 他们姓什么? What's their last name? So, in Chinese, it's very different from the West. We put our last name first. Here, this part is the last name, 李 他们姓李 Their last name is 李 right? Here, this part, the character following the last name is the first name. In this case, 名 This guy's given name is 名 Last name is 李 And this is his father actually. So they all have the same last name, right? They all have the same last name. So for his father, his father's last name is given name is 强 right? Given name 强 last name 李 强 This is his father's name 李强 Okay, Harry, you're on stage now. Henry, you're on stage now. If you want, you can come up the stage and talk to me. Okay, in this case, the given name of his father is 强, right? Sometimes I see some people from overseas, they just confused, right? They think about maybe the last character is the last name, but it's not the case in China. So it's the opposite from the West. In this case, the last name is Li. Dialect, yes, are linked to the ethnic. For example, in China, we have 55 ethnic minorities. So every ethnic minority, they have their own dialect. So it's linked to the ethnic. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So in this case, last time, you're welcome. Last time you see a Chinese name, if it consists of two characters, don't call this guy last name 强, okay? Don't call this guy's last name 强. Actually, it's Li. It's a quite common last name in China, actually. Okay. If you call this guy Mr. Qiang, this guy will feel very weird. He'll feel like, oh, you don't know anything about our culture. Yeah. We put our last name first because that means we respect our ancestors a lot. That's why we put our the last name first. Okay, how do we address people properly in Chinese? 姓 means last name, right? Last name. Plus 总 means to call people in high position in a corporation. To call people in a high position in a company. 总. For example, we can say 姓 plus 总, last name plus 总. 李总, for example, 李总, last name plus 总. And 王总, right? If the last name is Xu, we call this person 徐总, right? Always the last name plus 总. Sometimes maybe the person is not in a high position in a company. We can also call this person 姓 plus 总. Maybe he or she is just a leader, just a supervisor in a small department. If you, for example, the last name is Li, you call this person 李总, he will be very happy. You can call him 李总, 姓 plus 总. Okay, this one, 小 xiao means, literally it means little or small. Literally it means little or small. But here, so no one calling Kylie first name. So what do you mean, Pierre? No one calling Kylie first name. Actually, we call the first name only between like close friends, or colleagues, right? The people we know, we call their first name. Yeah. We call people last name plus a title that shows our respect to them, especially when you just know someone, he or she is just an acquaintance, right? You just call them 姓 plus the title. That shows respect to them. Here, 小 means young. Actually, we can introduce ourselves the full name. People will understand. They know what's our last name, right? Because our last name always comes first. And our last name is quite common. We have a lot of common last names. So people see our last name, they know, oh, this is your last name. Normally, it's just the first character. The first character is the last name. And the character following it is the given name, right? So here, 小 literally means little or small. But in this case, 小 means to show someone is very young. 小 姓 plus last name. That is to describe someone younger than you or has less experience than you in a company, right? Sometimes this expression can be used without the like cooperation context. If you see someone younger than you, you can just call this person 小 plus the person's last name. This is a quite common one. 老 plus 姓 老 means old, right? Old. To describe someone older than you or have more experience than you in a company. Yeah. 老 plus 姓 老 plus last name. 姓 plus 师傅 last name plus 师傅. So 师傅means like a master or mentor or teacher. That means 师傅. This usually to describe a male who is older than you or have more experience than you. Sometimes we can call a taxi driver 师傅 to show our respect. We call them 师傅. Or sometimes you are walking on the street and you don't know how to go to somewhere and you ask people for direction. You can call the male 师傅 to show your respect. 师傅. Yeah, it's a very polite term to address a man. 师傅. Especially you don't know this guy at all. Just want to ask him for a favor. 你好, 你好. To describe a male who is older than you or have more experience than you in a company, or maybe it's not in a company, you can use this term as well. Okay, this one. 姓 plus 姐. 姓 plus 姐, last name plus sister. 姐 means elderly sister. Yeah, hello Jade. Usually it's to describe a female who is a little bit older than you or have more experience than you in a company. 姓 plus 姐, last name plus 姐. If you have any questions, you can just type in the chat or you can raise your hand. So I will put you on stage and then you can ask me questions directly, okay? Okay. Next one, 姓 plus 哥, last name plus 哥. 哥 means elderly brother. Usually to describe a male who is a little bit older than you or have more experience than you in a company. This is a very polite term, right? 姓 plus 哥. Okay. Sometimes on the street, you don't know this person, a guy, right? You can call him 小哥哥, 小哥哥, right? 小哥哥. Or you can call a girl 小姐姐, 小姐姐. Usually you don't know this person and you want to like ask them something. You want to ask them something and you can call them 小哥哥 or 小姐姐. They will be very happy. They will be very happy, right? I think it's so much better when you are on the street and you call a girl 美女, something like this. I think it's so much better. Thank you, Sama. Yeah, it's so much better because it will feel like it's a bit flirty. I don't know you at all. You just call me 美女. Everyone is a 美女 on the street, right? I personally don't like people to call me like that. 小姐姐 is much better. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see some exercise. Yeah, here are some people's information and let's see how you call them. This one, 45 years old and older than you, male. He is a senior employee, right? And his last name is Jiang, right? It's Jiang. Yeah, you can't call this guy 兄弟, right? Yeah. Maybe you are not very familiar with him, not very close to him. You just call him 兄弟. It's quite strange, actually. Thank you. Anyone want to try? You can raise your hand. Let's see how you have absorbed the knowledge I've just taught. Anyone want to give a try? How do you call this guy? Language is all about output, right? If you only have input, you don't practice at all. It's like you learn nothing. It's like you just learn nothing because without output, you can't memorize it, right? You don't know what's wrong or what's right. 江总, Jiang Zong, not really. Maybe this person is not in a very high position. If he's like a CEO, right, director of the company, you can call him Jiang Zong. Or maybe he's a supervisor of a small department. You can call him Jiang Zong. Hello, Kim. Hello. Yeah. What's the answer? So today the topic of today is about how to speak like a native speaker. How to address people properly, right? How to address people properly. When Chinese people hear you address them very, very accurate, they feel like, your Chinese is pretty good. Your Chinese proficiency is really good, right? That sets you apart from all other people. That makes all the difference. My name is Kelly. I think maybe you can see my name. So in this case, we can call this person 江哥, right? 江哥, right? Let's go back. 江哥. Here, to describe a male who is a little bit older than you or have more experience than you in a company, right? 香哥江. What does 香哥江 means? You can just call this guy 江哥, right? Last name plus the 哥 means elderly brother. Hello, Nano. Hello. I'm good, thank you. Last name plus 哥, right? Last name plus 哥. Okay, let's see next one. This is the taxi driver. Yeah. Something like this. Older brother Jiang. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, right. Thank you, Modi. Thank you. So what about this one? What about this one? This guy is 40 years old and he's a male. Jiang Ge. This one is Jiang Ge, right? This one is Jiang Ge. Senior employee in a company and a male. Yeah. Actually, the character is this. When it comes to last name, it's this, right? Jiang Ge. Yeah, I think you can see it. This is a quite common last name in China. Jiang. Okay, this one. A taxi driver, 40 years old, 45 years old, male. How do you call this guy? Suppose you get on his taxi. You just get on his taxi and you want to tell him where do you want to go. How do you address this guy? No, you don't call him taxi driver, right? It's quite strange. You just get on the taxi and you call this guy taxi driver. 出租车司机. That's quite strange, actually. Yeah. Let's go back. So this one, last name plus 师傅, right? To describe a male who is older than you or have more experience than you. In this case, you don't know the last name of this taxi driver, but you can still call him 师傅, right? 师傅. So in this case, you can just call him 师傅. 师傅. Sometimes when you are on the street, no, you don't say 出租车师傅, you just say 师傅, just 师傅. Nobody say 出租车师傅, right? Always 师傅. Nobody say that. Something wrong with my PowerPoint. Let me see. Just cannot go to the next page. Strange. Okay, it's quite strange. Let me stop sharing and sharing again. Let's see. Some technical issue. Okay. What about calling all people with 哥 if they are respecting? If this person is older than you, you can call this person 哥. Yeah, no problem. So in this case, it's 师傅, right? Can you see my screen, by the way? 面包师傅. No, we don't say that. We don't say 面包师傅. Maybe in your country. Oh, good. Thank you. Maybe in your country you can say 面包师傅,出租车师傅, but in Chinese we just say 师傅. Just say 师傅. So in this case, it's we just call him 师傅. When you get on the taxi and you sit in the back seat, you just call this guy 师傅. I want to go somewhere, right? 我要去哪里, 对吗? This one, 35 years old, female. The position is a little bit higher than you, and this lady, her last name is 罗. How do you address her? How do you address this lady? How do you address this lady? You can put in the chat. or you can raise your hands, then I'll put you on stage. You can ask me some questions, maybe not only the knowledge on the PowerPoint or some other questions. How do you improve your Chinese efficiently? Something like this. 罗姐, right? 罗姐. Yes, correct. 罗姐, you can call her 罗姐. Yeah, right. Good. Okay, this one, 35 years old. And yeah, good, Giovanna, 罗姐. 35 years old, and he's a male. He's the CEO of the company, and his last name is Li. How do you call this guy? Suppose you are working in his company, right? And you meet him in the elevator. How do you call? I want to say 李哥. It's a bit too intimate. It's a little bit too intimate. I would just say 李总. I would just call this guy 李总. Yeah, 李总. Right, 李总is a more proper because you are not very familiar with the CEO, right? You just see him once in the elevator. Yeah, 李总. Yeah, very good. 李总. Okay, this one. 25 years old and she's younger than you. Female, new employee, last name Sun. How do you address this girl? How do you address this girl? Yeah, you can put in the chat. You have been working in this company for quite some time now, maybe 2 years. But this girl, she's just working there. It's a new hire, right? Yeah, good. 小孙, 很好, Giovanna. 小孙. You can call her 小孙. Yeah. You can't call people 孙子, you know, that's quite a insulting words in Chinese, right? It's quite an insulting words. No, people will be very angry. People will be very angry if you call them like this. Yeah, not very good. This one, 40 years old, female director, last name Xu. Yeah, hello. Last name Xu. How would you call this lady? Director. A person in high position. How would you call her? If you just meet her in the office. Hello. If you just meet her in the office, how would you call this person? Yeah. The last name is Xu. Actually, the 姓 this character. You can call her actually 徐总 as well. 徐总, right? 徐总 as well. Yeah, because she's really the person in a high position, right? The person in the high position, so it's better to call her 徐总. Let's go back. Here. Last name plus 总 to call people in high position in a corporation. So in this case, that person, that lady is the director of the company, right? So she's really the boss in the company. So in this case, just last name plus 总. I wouldn't say you can call her 徐姐. Maybe she wouldn't be very happy about it, really. And you are not familiar with her, right? You are not very familiar with her. Just call her 徐姐. I don't think it's very appropriate. You can call your supervisor If she's your supervisor, you can call her 徐姐, right? 徐姐. 姐 is a bit intimate. It's a bit intimate. What about this one? 50 years old. She's 50 years old. She's retired. Last name Chen. What would you call this elderly lady? What would you call this elderly lady? Yeah, you can put in the chat. You can put in the chat. How do you call this lady? "50 years old, female, retired, last name Chen." 阿姨, yeah, you can call her 阿姨. You can call her 阿姨. But I guess this lady, maybe you call her 小姐姐. She will be very, very happy. 老陈, 老 plus last name. In most of the cases, it's for describing a man, actually. It's for describing a man. Yeah, what would you call her? What about you call her just last name plus 姐? Yeah, 陈姐, 可以. Yeah, you can call her 陈姐. 对，很好. 陈姐. Sometimes you call them 阿姨, they won't be so happy. They are thinking, I'm not that old, I'm not aunt. Why you call me aunt? Why? For example, my mom won't be so happy if somebody call her 阿姨. She wouldn't be so happy about it. Very angry. I'm not that old. Why you call me 阿姨? If you call her 小姐姐, oh, very happy. Very happy, right? Yeah. Okay, this one. 65 years old, male, retired, last name Zhang. Yeah, how would you call this guy? How would you call this guy? Yeah, 老张, 对，很好，老张. It's okay if you call a man, an elderly man, the 老 plus the last name. It will be okay. It will be okay for them. But for elderly ladies, you call them 老 plus last name, they wouldn't be so happy. Because, for ladies, we always want to feel young, right? We're always young. Don't call them 阿姨, call them 小姐姐. They will be very happy. For sure. Next time you can try it. They will like you a lot. For sure. Okay, what about this? You see a girl on the street. Yeah, you see a girl on the street, right? Maybe you want to ask her something. How would you call her? 美女. Do you think she will feel a little bit like a flirty? Maybe to me, I will feel this way, a little bit flirty. What do you want from me? Okay. How would you call her? Actually, 小姐, do you know in Chinese, 小姐 there's another meaning, there's another meaning, not very polite. 姐姐, if you are older than her, you call her 姐姐, she will be, what are you talking about? 姐姐, you are older than me and you call me 姐姐. Right? Yeah. You are right. Yeah. Yeah. How do you call her? Right, let's go back if you don't remember. What's that? You can call her. You don't know her name. You don't know her last name. Yeah, 小姐姐. 对对对对 You can call her 小姐姐 right right It's okay 撇 It's okay 小姐姐 right You can call her 小姐姐 In this way, she wouldn't feel strange or flirty or something. It's just normal, 小姐姐 right? Yeah. If you call her 小姐姐 she will think, wow, your Chinese is so good. How come your Chinese is so good? You know 小姐姐? Seriously? No one knows 小姐姐, you know. So many people learning Chinese, they don't know this term. 小姐姐. You will be, wow, she will feel so impressive. You know so much. You must be learning Chinese for, wow, so much time. So much time. Go back where? This slide, maybe? Do you mean this slide? Go back. Yeah, you don't learn it in the textbook. Yeah, exactly. You know, some materials in the textbook are very outdated and old-fashioned. So, yeah, you don't learn it. They are way too formal. Not very applicable in the daily life. Yeah. 小姐姐 right? You can call her 小姐姐. If it's a guy on the street, 小哥哥 right? Yeah, it's for young people only. It's for young people only, 20 some, right? 20, 30, yeah, 20, 30. In the 20s, in the 30s, you call them 小哥哥小姐姐 on the street. To strangers, or to some people you first meet them. You just meet them. You call them 小哥哥小姐姐. What about this guy? A young boy. 小哥哥 Yeah, 小哥哥 Yeah, you call him 小哥哥 Yeah. Idea, is it possible to recommend some textbooks that you think is good for a beginner? It depends how long have you been learning Chinese. If you want, you can raise your hand and I will put you on stage. I'm not sure what's your Chinese proficiency and how long you have been learning Chinese. So this is your Chinese friend's name, right? Your Chinese friend's name. This guy called Wang Xiaoming. Yeah, which part do you think is the given name? Which part is given name? You can put in the chat. Next part. Okay, next part. This one, Wang Yajing. How would you call your friend, this girl? Now she's your friend now. Now she's your friend. How would you call this girl? How would you call this girl? Wang Yajing. You can type pinyin. Type pinyin in the chat. It's okay. How would you call this girl? Do you think it's good to call her just full name, Wang Yajing, or do you think just call her given name? Which part is given name? 雅静，对，雅静。What Hello Talk is doing? Just missing a slide. What are you doing? Okay, let's see this. Why do you think? Let's just look at this way. Nothing else I can do. This. Are you hungry or something? Why you eat my slide? Why textbooks and university curriculums are so lengthy? Why do you think they are so lengthy? Why do you think they are so lengthy? You can put in the chat. What's the reason? Why textbooks and university curriculums are so lengthy? By the way, how many of you have learned a foreign language since the elementary school? For a long time, to pass an exam? Maybe, yeah, that's a part of the reason. Part of the reason. What else? What else? Why do you think, let's say you have been learning a foreign language since elementary school. Yeah. English count. Any foreign language. You've been studying it since a very young age. So in China, we study English since we are in the elementary school. Right, since we are in elementary school, but many of us just can't speak fluent English, even though we have learned the English so many years. We cannot speak one proper sentence. But we're having English class, every day. Listening to the teacher, listening to the lecture, memorize the vocabularies, and doing a lot of exercise, right? And take exams, but we just cannot speak. It's because we are told to take an exam and that's it. Yeah, correct. 非常好，嘉怡。I learned English after I finished high school because I want to talk with people abroad. Yeah, because we have not enough time to practice our spoken English. Do you think is there anything to do with the school system? Do you think they have prolonged the process to master a foreign language? Maybe you learn by yourself, or maybe you're following a teacher, you're following certain curriculum. It may take maybe just 3 years. Just 2 years, 2 or 3 years, and you get to a very, very good point, very good level, high proficiency, right? Your proficiency will be very, very good. Okay, you think learning a foreign language should be optional at school and just take private lesson. Yeah, that's good. Just take private lesson. More or less everyday practice needed. Class in other language should help. Yeah. Lack of practice and something wrong with the school system, right? Just they are focusing on taking exams. Yeah, exactly. There are not enough output for the student, right? Because language, is all about output. When you input, you are studying every day. Without output, it's like you are learning nothing. You are learning for nothing, really. Right? Do you have any other answers? Why they do this? I think taking private class as SAN and official pronunciation will be better. Yeah, that would be better. Okay, why textbooks and university curriculum are so lengthy? That's why they're so lengthy. They don't want you to make progress fast. That's why. Why they don't want you to make progress fast? They have to teach you this subject for so many years. If you make progress so fast, what do you think they will teach you for so many years, right? In China, we are told to have English class since elementary school and to college. We have this English curriculum since elementary school until college. If you speak English very well in the first year you learn it, in the elementary school, the first grade, you can speak very well English. Do you think, what else can the teacher teach you? What do you think? Yeah, until graduate school actually. Yeah, exactly. What do you think the teacher will teach you? Well, you make progress so fast, what else can I teach you? Right? That's what they are thinking. They don't want you to make progress very fast. So they prolong your learning curve, right? They prolong the course. That's why you can't make a progress fast. The system is designed to make sure you don't make progress fast. You know? That's why, yeah, 真相了，对对 you have to think about this issue. Why you take a private class, right? Why you take a private class, you go to some language institute and you follow a certain teacher. You make progress very fast. Why? Why is that? Yeah, some people, yeah, that's true. Some students in the school, they are not very motivated. They don't want to learn a language, right? I don't know if I could pronounce your name correctly. I will put you on stage. Shem, right? The name called Shem or something. Hello. I just you can click the accept. Do I pronounce your name correctly? Shem, right? Shems. Yeah, you are on stage now. You can click accept or something to be on stage. Yeah, I wouldn't say the worst. But they just prolong the learning curve, the process of mastering a foreign language. Actually, it doesn't need to be taken so long. I will teach you some methods how to speak a foreign language fluently in a short time later. Okay. So they don't want you to make progress very fast, right? That's why they prolong the process. Then you feel like, oh, I'm not making any progress. Is there something wrong with me? Maybe I'm not getting what the teacher is saying. So you will buy another textbooks and you will go on taking another curriculums. Is that true? Is that you? Put in the chat. Is that you? You will buy another textbook, right? Will you buy another textbook? Thank you. Mandy, thank you. Right? Will you buy another textbook or go on taking another curriculums? Will you do that? Put in the chat if it's you. But that was me. I will buy another textbook. It's part of the curriculum, and when you reach 10, you can pick your own subjects. That's the school system in UK, right? No change, the teacher. Yeah, the teacher is the same. The school system is the same. Oh, that's in England, UK. Okay, that's great. Yeah, teacher is the key. Yeah, very on point. Teacher is the key. It's very key who you learn from, who you learn with, right? You follow the right teacher, you make progress, wow, very fast. Maybe just within months, you can speak fluent Chinese. Something to do with the system, with the method. Grade 10, I mean from 16 years old, you can choose the subject in high school. Wow, it's that's nice. So you feel like, oh, I'm not getting it. My Chinese, for example, you are learning Chinese right now. You feel like, oh, my Chinese is not improving. Maybe I should buy another textbooks. Maybe I should go on taking another curriculums, right? Another course to make sure I make a progress faster. But that's not the case. Something to do with the system and the method, right? Yeah, hello, Dawn. Yeah, some students think like, I can figure it out by myself. I don't need to have a teacher to guide me. I'm very clever. I can figure it out all by myself. Watching some, online videos. and reading some textbooks, right? This is you. This is you. Wow, you're very nerve-breaking every day, nerve-wracking every day, right? My head aches. How does that not working? Of course it's not working. Okay, not 16. Got it. Right? Is that you? Put in the chat if it's you. I've been through this. I've been through all this. All these annoying things, the crazy things, right? I can figure it all out by myself. Right? I'm not getting it, so I buy another textbook. I go on taking another curriculums. Is that true for you? Is that you? You have to think about something with the context, right? Something with the context. Something wrong with the system. Something wrong with the method. Yes, or just give up. Yeah. Why don't you just follow a teacher? Follow an efficient, fixed method. That would be better, isn't it? Why are you trying to figure it all out by yourself? You are just looking for trouble for yourself, right? Others are the input. We have to find the proper input. Yes, that's right. You have to find proper input. Because on social media, all the information are just scattered. It's not a very efficient system. It's not a very efficient system, right? So you are just looking for just some pieces on the internet. That wouldn't help you. You will just confuse yourself. You will just confuse yourself. I don't think the audience here, they have the same proficiency as you. So if I just talk in Chinese, they're not gonna understand. I will talk in Chinese when I'm teaching the phrases. You say, I can figure it out all by myself. This is what you're thinking. But have you thought about it? If you can, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here listening, watching the live stream, right? Isn't it? And some students feel like they have the ego. We all have ego, right? But remember, ego is not your amigo. It's not your friend. Ego is not your friend. Your ego is preventing you from making progress. It's preventing you from embracing a better version of yourself. If you don't understand something, you just ask a teacher, just follow a teacher. Why are you trying to figure it all out by yourself? Right? It will save a lot of time, really, if you choose who you learn from. Okay, you just ask yourself this problem. How long have you been trying to solve this problem? You want to figure it all out by yourself, but how long have you been trying to solve this problem? For a long time. Okay. And you can't solve the problem by yourself if you had created the problem. You have created the problem in the first place, and you're trying to solve the problem by yourself. How come? How can you solve the problem, right? You are the one who created the problem. Okay. Let's see the 3 ways of learning to learn anything. 3 ways of learning to learn anything. Okay. The first one, you try to learn by yourself. There are some advantage to try to learn by yourself. 我已经学中文差不多11年，但是还不太好。对啊 You have to think about what teacher are you learning from? What kind of teacher are you learning from? What system are you following? What textbook are you learning, right? Is that something to do with the system? How to think about that? Something to do with the system, the method. Okay. The advantage of learning by yourself is there's no tuition. There's no tuition, right? No investment in education, and everyone can join. Everyone can join. The disadvantage, the cost of time. The cost of time. You think time is not precious? Time is so precious for anyone, isn't it? For everyone. For everyone. Time is very precious. You just look at the richest guy. They have the same amount of time as ours, right? So it's fair. The time is super important. You can use this time. You follow a teacher and you save a lot of time and you reach to fluency in a language. Then you can use that time to develop your other skills, right? That's how your income will increase. That's how your income will increase because you save time. You can learn other things. To be well equipped yourself with other high income skill, isn't it? Okay. And you don't learn or you learn the wrong thing if you're trying to learn by yourself. You don't even know you've learned the wrong thing. You know, something wrong with your pronunciation. You feel like, my pronunciation is excellent, but not the case. Not the case. There's something wrong with the pronunciation. Especially in Chinese, we have 4 tones, right? For some of you, you have learned Chinese for quite some time now, for years, maybe for some months. You know there are 4 tones in Chinese. Even though the 声母, initials, and finals, 韵母, are the same, but different tones can mean very, very different things. So when you are pronouncing Chinese, when you are speaking Chinese, be very, very careful about the tones. If just one tone, you pronounce it a little bit not very accurate, it will cause misunderstanding. It will cause misunderstanding. Just think about the consequences. You awkward yourself, right? It caused some misunderstanding. Maybe some people on the street punched you, right? Swear at you. You don't even know why. There's something wrong with your pronunciation. You don't even know why. You feel like, oh, my pronunciation is so good. No, pronunciation no good. You don't know because no one pointed out to you, right? No one pointed out, oh, this is wrong. You think you are learning the correct thing, but it's the wrong thing. Then, when you know it's wrong, you need to unlearn the wrong thing, right? You need to unlearn the wrong thing, then learn the right thing. That's a little bit difficult once you have developed a certain habit of pronouncing a certain thing. It's not easy to take the rule out. Just like the weed. You just imagine the weed in your garden. For a long time, you didn't clean it up. So the root becomes very deep when you want to clean it up. It takes a lot of efforts, isn't it? Because the root is so deep. The root is deep. In the ground. Under the ground. How deep shall you dig to take out the root? You just think about it. And learn the wrong thing, then learn the right thing. You need to put into so much efforts, right? You are looking for trouble, really. I will put you on stage. Shames. Shames, I'll put you on stage. You can click accept or something. Okay? You can click accept or something. Hello, are you still there? Are you still there? Maybe you are not there. Shames? Hello? Are you there? Okay. Hind. I'll ask Hind to come up the stage. Luke, you will be the next one. You can click accept or something, okay? You can click accept or something. Okay, you refuse, so I will ask Luke to come on stage. Hello, Luke. You are on stage now. You are on stage now, Luke. Okay, let's see the second one. What will happen if you learn from your peers? So, what's your peers? Who is your peers? They are your friends, right? They are your friends, your classmates, your relatives, or your colleagues. They are your peers. You are trying to learn from your peers. Maybe they are learning Chinese as well at the same time with you. So when you are trying to learn from them, you should ask yourself this question. You can ask yourself this question. I didn't see your comment. I didn't see your comment. Sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your name because it's not in English. You have to ask yourself this problem. Do they speak better Chinese than you, or roughly the same, or even worse than you? Do you think he or she is the right person to learn Chinese from? You should ask yourself this question. And when you put a group of people who can't even know how to speak Chinese, it's like you are in some groups. You are in some groups, right? And you ask people, do you know how to speak Chinese? Do you know how to speak it? Oh, you don't know it? Join my group. Join my group. You don't know how to speak it? Oh, good. Join my group. This is sometimes what you do. When you get a group of people who don't know how to speak Chinese, you still don't know how to speak Chinese. How can you learn from each other? How can you learn from each other? You can just talk about stuff with each other, right? Maybe chatting with each other. Maybe it's not even in Chinese. But you are not learning at all. You are not learning at all. How do you expect to learn something, right? When you put, yeah, you can practice each other. You can practice each other. But if they are just roughly the same with you, you practice with each other. How do you know it's right or wrong? How do you know it? Do you know if you make some mistakes, grammar-wise, they will correct you? Can they find a mistake? Yeah, don't know. Don't know, right? Because they don't know as well. They can't see the mistake, right? When you put a pool of ignorance, it's not knowledge. It's not knowledge. Maybe you learned the wrong thing. Shams, you are on stage. You are on stage. Maybe you can click accept or something, okay? Ari, you are on stage now. Shams, do you want to go on stage? No. Eddie, if you want, you can raise your hand. I will put you on stage. Okay. Okay. Yeah, when you help and teach, you are learning twice. Right. Just to make sure you learn the right thing. Just make sure you learn the right thing. Okay. And then the third one, the last one. Let's see if we have a better look with this one. Yeah, you go on stage, Addie. You can go on stage. Actually, this is the way how I learn English. 没关系，你 You don't need to turn on the video, just voice, okay? Just voice. It's okay. It's okay, you can just put in the chat. Do you want me to put you on again? Let's try again. Okay, you can just put your comment in the chat, okay? A little bit shy, understand. I was very shy too. Hello. Renzo, hello. Abdora. Celine. From Algeria. Hello. From Paris. From Syrup. My hand and legs grab me on stage. Okay, grab you on stage. Luke. I would recommend you to, if you want to expand your vocabulary, right, you can just stick some words. Just write down the words you don't know on a little sticker, and you stick it on the items in your home. That's the very easy way, very fast way to memorize vocabulary. You look at these words every day. You memorize it subconsciously. Right? 对啊，这是中文课，但很多人想学英语。Then you can play some English podcast, some news, some TV shows as the background when you are doing something else. It's okay that you don't understand the language. Just immerse yourself in this environment. Right? 对吧？对，泡脑子，对。You have to get used to the language. You need to get used to the language. And you can find some, right, listening to music as well, listening to some English music as well. And you can also to watch some TV shows, something like this. When you encounter some phrases you don't quite familiar with, you can just make a screenshot first. Take a photo. Then you finish watching the episode. Then you go back to memorize these words. Remember, don't procrastinate. Just leave it today. You memorize all the words within the day. Don't procrastinate to tomorrow, because it's not a very good habit. You try to memorize it. Yeah. It's okay. You just where were I? You just memorize these words, right, within today. And I will share some of the methods in the later part of our lecture. You can stay there and I will share some methods. Actually, when it comes to language, no matter what language you are learning, the methods are the same. Okay? So you can stay there and watch my live stream. I will share some of the tips. And I will share some of the other ways to improve the language. Languages are the same. Methods are the same. You can use the same methods to learn any language, right? 对，创造英语环境。Create the language environment. It's very important. You get used to the language. Yeah, listening. You need to, yeah. How do you improve your listening? You listen to the news, some English podcast, whatever it is, whatever the material you like, you listen to it extensively. Then, if you have time, you block out your time to listen to one specific passage, podcast. It's better to have the text. Then you just try to write down what you hear, what you just heard, word to word. Then you go back to check the text. if it's the same with your writing, right? That's how you improve your listening. And at the same time, with this method, you can improve your grammar as well. You can improve your grammar as well and pick up some phrases, native phrases, memorize it. Yeah, so when you are learning from a teacher, right, and he or she can see your blind spot and help you to get to a certain level so much faster. That's the way I learn. That's the way I learned English too. So my English improved a lot. It's not from the school, not from the traditional school. It's from the other teachers, the private lessons, private, language institutions. That's how I improve my English so much, so fast, right? And if you could get there on your own, you would already be there, right? You try to figure out by yourself. If you could get there on your own, you will already be there, right? Yeah. Yeah, she have the language institute. She said she joined classes in the language institute, right? Hint, right? Hint. Yeah. That's how you improve your English very fast, because you joined some language institute. They have some methods to help you to get to a certain level very fast. That's how you make progress, and you output and you practice your English a lot. Then you'll make progress faster. Yeah. There's a quote from Bob Nedley, the CEO of Home Depot, and he said that, "I absolutely believe that people, unless coached, never reach their maximum potential." That's the importance of coaching. You don't know what you don't know. It's what you don't know preventing you from making progress. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's your blind spots, what's your weaknesses, right? That's how you can't reach to your maximum potential until you have a coach and he or she pointed out, "Oh, that's your shortcomings, that's your blind spot. You should enhance that." And you know how to work on that, and you make progress. Yeah, it's the best. And you have to choose who you learn from. Some teachers just follow the book, the old system, right? You spend years to get to a certain level. But for some teachers, he or she has a special method, effective method, to help you to get to a certain level within months. Wow, 谢谢你，安陵央。哎呀，安陵央你可真好啊。Yeah, you should go on stage. Why not? Yeah, why not? If this had happened to you when you are watching a TV show, right? When everyone's laughing, you don't get a punchline. Especially when you are watching a foreign TV show. You are watching English TV show, you are watching Chinese TV show. You see the audience, right? Audience in the TV, they are all laughing. You don't get a punchline. What they are laughing about? Why? But you understand every word the speaker is saying. You don't understand why they are laughing. Why is that? Put in the chat, why is that? Why do you think it's the reason? Why? Hint 干得好，对，干得好。Good job. Why do you think you understand every word the speaker is speaking about, and everyone's laughing? You don't get the punchline. Yeah, why do you think is it, Luke? Why do you think? You don't understand the word of... Yeah, good. Because of culture. You don't know the culture behind it. Language is just a small part of the culture. If you want to master a language, to speak fluent Chinese as soon as possible, you need to know the culture behind it, isn't it? Or you will cause some misunderstandings. Yeah, especially in China, we have 5,000 years history. So you need to know the culture. Because you don't know the culture behind it, right? You don't know what you don't know. Again, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know why. Yeah, not really. I think a little bit history, but the culture, just the culture. You need to have a teacher to point it out for you. What's the culture behind it? What's the culture behind this sentence, this phrase? Not just knowing the meaning. You need to know the culture behind it, how to use it, right? The culture, the story. Like Mark Twain said, yeah, and what you don't know that gets you into trouble is what you know for sure that just ain't so. You know? It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. The thing is, it's not just what you think it is. There's something more behind this phrase, behind these words. There's a story behind it. There's a culture part behind it, right? Yeah, the same for you, hint. For some, the English slang, buzzword, something like this, there always a story behind it. Why call it this way? How come people say this phrase this way? There's a story, history, right? The culture thing behind it. You need to understand the culture, yeah. What you know is just 1%. This is what you know. Above the water, the iceberg, you know, but you see under the water, that's so much you don't know. That's the things you don't know what you don't know. You don't even know you don't know this. Yeah, this is what you know. Yeah. Yeah, you know only 1%. You think, I'm pretty good. Maybe I don't need to learn, right? Right? Oh, my pronunciation is good. My grammar is good. Oh, my sentence is perfect. But actually, you just know 1%. There's so much more you don't know. Yeah, if you don't use the language for a long time, you'll forget it. Even for Chinese, it's your native language, it's your mother tongue. But some people, you will see some Chinese people overseas, they speak English every day and they don't speak Chinese for a long time. They just forgot how to speak their mother tongue. Yeah, this will happen if you don't use a language for a long time. You forget it, you lose it very quick. Language is something you need to practice every day. You need output, so you will maintain your level, your proficiency level, right? You need to speak it every day. Yeah. So do you know the meaning behind the number 1 to 10 in Chinese? Do you know the gesture? How to say one, right? This is one, universal, one, right? This is the gesture, one. What about 2? 2, I think it's the same. R, right? R, this is the gesture. But 3, san, is quite different. It's quite different, right? This is san, right? Some people from the West is like this, right? Right. The gesture, the number 3, right? Right. San, okay. The number 4, what's this? The gesture 4. Do you know the culture behind 4, the number 4 in Chinese? What does this mean? Do you think Chinese people like the number 4? What do you think? Put in the chat, what do you think? What does this mean, the number 4? Any underlying meaning? Any answer? Yeah. 40，对，很好。Robert, very good. Chinese people don't like 4. We don't like 4 because the pronunciation is similar to death, 死, right? Just different tone. That's why I've been emphasizing the tones is very, very important. Even though the 声母 and the 韵母 are the same, initials and finals are the same, but different tones can mean very different things, right? Yeah. 四 is the fourth tone, 十 the third tone. If you don't pronounce it very properly, well, misunderstanding, right? 四 Then we have 5, 五 The gesture is the same, I think. 五 Now 6, 六 This is different. 六 right? First gesture, right? Okay. 1到5 一 gesture. 一 Yeah. Number 2, 二对 二 The numbers, yeah. Number 3, 三 yeah 对 三 The number 4, 对 Number 4, 四对很好 hint 很好四 Good job This is 四 the gesture, right? 四 Then we go 5, 五非常好对非常好五对 6 This is a gesture 6 like you are making a telephone phone call, right? You are making a phone call 6 Gesture 六很好很好很好 You really have the aptitude to learn a foreign language. Yeah, really good. Good. Then 7. This is the gesture, right? This is the gesture 7. Like this. 7. 七对七七很好七很好七 right 对很好yeah right It's called yeah understood yeah Chinese learning Chinese yeah yeah right the characters No. That's a part of the culture. There's a culture. Yeah. 那笑哭，笑哭。Any young. Yeah. From the US, both from the US. Yeah. And this is 吃, right? This is 7, the gesture in Chinese. And what's the gesture 8? 8. His way of thinking is unique. And young. 8. It's if you look at this way, it's like L, but it's like this. It's like this. Right? It's like this. 8. Do you think Chinese people like 8? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think Chinese people like 8? Yes. What does this mean? What does the number 8, 8 means in the Chinese culture? What does this mean? Yeah, put in the chat. What does this mean? You must know it. Robert, I think you know it. You don't know? You don't know. Okay. Ellen Yang, you know it. Ellen. Yeah, Ellen, what does this mean? What does this mean? You don't know? 不知道哦，这个8 OK， 我承认不知道。好，8 means getting rich in China. Getting rich. Yeah, right. Rich people like it a lot. 8 the pronunciation is like 发，对，发财很好，发财。8发 right? 8发 pronunciation very similar. 8 getting rich. We like 8 a lot. 8 yeah. 8发 and 6 the number 6 6 means 六大顺 all things goes well, right? This is also a very lucky number. This is also a very lucky number in Chinese. 6 lucky 对666 888 lucky number. Everything goes well. 6 8 getting rich, right? 8 getting rich 发财. Yeah. If you have a car license plate, your car plate, the number is like 666. There is a lot of 6 and 8, right, on your car plate. You are very lucky number. It's hard to get. Yeah. 68. Wow. Oh, 666 is not a very good number. Why is that? Why is that? Really? Why is that? I don't know this. Yeah, can you explain why? Why it's not a lucky number? Because this means a very lucky number in Chinese. Means, yeah, different culture. This is a culture thing. Why it's not a good number in the US? Yeah, why is it? What's the culture behind it? It's a number referring to the devil. Oh, it's the number referring to the devil? Oh, there's something new I learned today. A number referring to the devil. Oh, 魔鬼的数字. Oh, what about 8? 8, is that any? Okay, you can't do video. It's okay. Is there any like culture behind the number 8? Oh, you can raise your hand. Robert. You can raise your hand. And I will put you on stage. Same time next week, okay? Once a week. Actually, it's for 2 hours, but you are very enthusiastic. But I will just live stream for a longer time. Yeah, we talk about the number, right? 8 means a lucky number. 发财 getting rich, right? Getting rich. What about this? 9. This is 9. 9 means forever. 9 means forever. 长长久久, right? Forever 9, right? 长长久久, 对吗 Luke? 对吧? 9, 对, this is the gesture. 9, and we have 10. 对 9 9 9 Long time, this is 10, right? The gesture 十十 in Chinese 十全十美，十全十美 perfect十 or this can mean 十 a feast 十 right 十对十全十美对。So language is just a golden key which will lead you to many doors of opportunity. Language is just a key. It's a threshold. It will get you to, many doors of opportunities. In my case, I speak English. Then I have the opportunity to work in a very large Chinese company, right? I was headhunted. I was headhunted by a very large Chinese company. This is your opportunity. Now you have the edge. For example, you speak fluent Chinese. Now you have the edge over your peers because they don't speak Chinese, right? 对, you can go to 跨国企业, right? International companies, and they are doing business with Chinese people, and it's easier and increase your chances to get a deal with the Chinese people. Right, and increase your chances. Yeah, you can increase your chances to get promoted. You have the language edge. Yeah, you can come to China, language without any language barrier, right? You have many. Yeah, treat you with a cup of tea, right? To come visit or something. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We have been running out of time. Just go. A lot of conversation. Yeah, we are doing live stream for over 3 hours now. So I will share you guys. Yeah. We will leave some of the knowledge to our next time. Okay, we're running out of time a little bit. So we will talk about 7 secrets to speak a new language fluently in a short time. Who wants to know? Yeah, this is for you. Who wants to know? How many secrets will I share? How many secrets? Put in the chat. 谢谢. Yeah, you can make a screenshot. Lina. Oh, Lina, you disappear. Lina. Mina, I'll put you on stage already. Mina. Hello, Mina. Mina, can you hear me? Oh, Mina, there's no sound from your side, Mina. Yeah, you can hear me, but Mina. Okay, you can chime me at any time. Okay, chime me at any time, Mina. Okay, 7 secrets to speak a new language fluently in a short time. Yeah, just write it down. Prepare. Get your notebook or something, or get a pen, notebook to write it down, or just make a screenshot. Yeah, be prepared. Okay. The first one is to write the word. For example, it's a pen, right? It's a pen. 笔 in Chinese 笔, right? You just write down 笔 in Chinese and in English on a sticker. Then you stick it on your pen. 笔. Every time you want to write something, you see a pen that says 笔. When you see it so many times, you memorize it automatically. That's the subconscious way, right? When you see this word, this thing so many times every day, of course you memorize it. Takes no effort, right? Yeah, you write the word on the sticker, then stick the word on the object. In this case, a pen. Stick the word on the pen. This will be very helpful for you to memorize words subconsciously. Tip number 1. This is tip number 1. Are you ready? Yeah, are you ready for tip number 2? Not yet. Okay, one second. You can make a screenshot. You can make a screenshot. Yeah, good to go. Good to go. Second one. Second one. Immerse yourself in the, if you are learning English, English environment. If you are learning Chinese, Chinese environment. How? Whatever you are doing, you just play in the English podcast. Or you are learning Chinese, you play in the Chinese podcast, videos, music in the background. It's okay you don't understand some words. You don't need to check every word that you don't understand when you are listening to something. You just listen to it extensively. Immerse yourself into this language. And gradually you know how this language flows, what's the tones, how native speakers speak, right? You just get a feeling of this, right? Get at the flow. Yeah, extensively. Just learn the language, listen to the language extensively. When you have time, you can just, we say 精听, right? 精听. We just 对泛听 extensively 泛听 对 You just playing the podcast. You can, in the beginning, maybe it's a little bit hard for you to follow what the native speaker is speaking about. You can find a slower audio to follow. Write down every word you've heard on the paper. Then after finish this passage, finish this audio, you just go back and see the text, what he or she is actually talking about, right? You need to have the transcript. You need to check the transcript, word to word, why this is wrong. Yeah, that's a good way. Change your cell phone's setting to your target language. This is what I learned. This is how I learn English. This is a very good way. Very good. Just to make sure if you have something to understand, you can change it back, okay? Yeah, you can change it back. Yeah. But that requires you have a larger vocabulary, right? Vocabulary. If you just learn the language, I don't recommend you to do that. You're like, what? I don't understand. What's that on my cell phone? I can't even change it to my native language. That's not good. I have to know the position. Yeah, you know the position, the several main buttons. Yeah. That's why I recommend you to change it to your target language later. Expand your vocabulary first. Expand it first. Or you don't understand. You don't know what you are doing, right? Yeah. Have you done the notes? Done? Yeah, you will mess up. Yeah, that's right. You will mess up. Click something you shouldn't be clicked, right? Yeah, so are we good to go? The third tip? Good to go? Okay, good to go. The third one is to read Chinese books, to choose whatever topics you want. Yeah, for your case, read English book and pick up some. You can. It's depend on you. Actually, it's depend on you. It's depend on your industry. In your case, you are a student. You can read some, story books for primary students, right? If you want some books, you can DM me after the live stream. I will send you some books for beginner. Okay, send you some books for beginner. Okay, Mina. Yeah. Mina. Yeah. So if you are business person, you are working. There are some Chinese colleagues, Chinese clients. You can just read some Chinese books related to your industry. In this way, you will pick up some let's say terminologies, some terms related to your industry. That's a way to expand your vocabulary faster. Yeah, when you're reading, yeah, yeah. You can DM me later. Yeah. Mina, you can DM me later. Send me message later. The after the live stream, I will give you some books. Okay. 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 Then you can just pick up some unfamiliar phrases, right? So I recommend that you just finish one page, then you go back to look it up, the phrases you don't understand. If you find one phrase, then you look it up every time you don't have any interest to read the book, right? That's why I recommend you underline the words that you don't understand. Then when you finish one page, you go back to look it up. It just depends on you. If you have fewer unfamiliar words, you just finish one chapter maybe, then you look it up, all the unfamiliar words. Yeah, and try to memorize these unfamiliar words within a day. Don't procrastinate, okay? Then you can repeat after Chinese podcast. This exercise will help you to improve your fluency and your pronunciation. Repeat after podcast or news or whatever you like. The TED is very good. No, TED. TED is good. When you are listening to the audiobooks, you repeat after it. This is called shadowing, right? Shadowing. We've just covered shadowing. This is how many simultaneous interpreters train themselves. This is the way to speak faster, to improve your oral Chinese, improve your pronunciation. 对，跟读，对。Imitation, right? Imitation. Their tones, their accent, right? Make sure you find some speaker have good accent, okay? Don't find some people with a terrible accent. Then you learn the wrong thing. It's better to follow the CCTV news, right? They have very standard Mandarin pronunciation. CCTV news, right? This is a good way. CCTV news. Yeah. Then you can watch Chinese movies, series, and take a photo when you see some unfamiliar words or phrases. Okay? Then you finished watching one episode or movie, you go back to look it up in the dictionary and you memorize it. Don't procrastinate to the next day. Do it within a day. That's how you make progress. Don't procrastinate. Once you procrastinate a day, then you feel like, okay, I do it tomorrow. Tomorrow you feel like, I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to look out in the dictionary. Then you get lazier and lazier, right? You have to train yourself have this habit. You have to train yourself to have this habit. Do it within a day. Do it within a day. Number 6, you have to think in your target language. Think in Chinese. Talk to yourself in Chinese. It's good you learn something new today, right? You learn something new today. We've learned how to address people properly today. Then sometimes you see a Chinese person, you say, it's okay, you don't know the person. You just think in your mind, how can I address the person properly? Right? Think in your mind. How can you address the person properly? When you see a cup, yeah. Second language break. When you see a cup like this, right? You think to yourself, how do I say this in Chinese? 水杯, right? How do I say this in Chinese? This is also a good way to expand your vocabulary. You see a pen, how do I say this in Chinese? 笔. You don't know how. That's why I do every day. I keep talking to myself while driving. Yeah, that's a good habit. When you see something, you think in Chinese, talk to yourself in Chinese. You will expand your vocabulary very, very fast. When you see something you don't know how to say in Chinese, you look it up in the dictionary. You look it up and repeat it. Repeat after the audio. You memorize it, right? You think in yourself, you talk, you pronounce. This is bi. Pronounce it. Actually, statistically, it shows if you pronounce a word more than 8 times, your brain will memorize it automatically. 8 times. Yeah, of course you need output. You need output as well. Without output, you forget about it. Repeat the word 8 times. 8 times, then output. That's how you memorize the word. And study intensively every day, especially for you just begin to learn. Yeah, you have to repeat the word 8 times, right? 8 times. Then output. Then try to speak the word, right? Try hard to find opportunities to use the word. That's how you remember it. Yeah. And especially, yeah, Luke. Any questions, Luke? Intensively. 就是密集的嘛。对，密集的嘛。对，频繁。对，努力。Especially for you, you just started to learn a language. You are a beginner in a language. You have to study intensively every day. That's how you make progress. You need to have intensity in the beginning. Then it's okay to have a consistency, to put in less hours every day to maintain your progress, right? And you practice your spoken Chinese with your Chinese teacher as well. That's how you make progress. Maybe you understood something wrongly. You made some grammar mistakes, something wrong with your pronunciation. Your Chinese teacher can point it out and tell you, oh, this is something wrong. You can change it. Then you just don't make the mistakes next time, right? And she will see your blind spots, something you could improve upon. Why it must be so intensive in the beginning? Why do you think? Just look at the photo. Why? 对吧？对。You need to lay a very solid foundation in the beginning. You need to have very solid foundation. That's why you need to have the intensity in the beginning. You have to lay a solid foundation. You just look at the building. The building is very high, right? But the foundation is weak. The foundation is so weak. There's something wrong with your foundation, No matter how high the building you are building, right? You are constructing, but your foundation is weak. Sooner or later, it collapses. It just collapses. Your foundation is weak. That's why. There's no shortcut in the beginning. You must have the intensity. You must put in long hours. Or you collapse. You just let the building collapse. No matter how many things you build on it, the foundation is weak. You can't make progress. Impossible, right? Yeah, because you must lay a solid foundation for your future learning. Imagine it's the foundation of a building is weak. No matter how high the building is, it will collapse sooner or later for sure, right? So when you first learn something, you must have the intensity. You must have the immersion. Immerse yourself into this language and obsession. You think about nothing else but the language. How can I improve my Chinese? The obsession. This is what this means. It's just like dating actually. Obsession, what does this mean? You think about nothing else but a person, right? You think about nothing else but a person. The same with learning. You think about nothing else but Chinese. How do I improve it? Obsession. Immerse yourself in a language full of Chinese language, right? You think about nothing else but Chinese. Right? The feeling just like you have strong crush on somebody, you think about nothing else but that person. The same. The same. Then your progress will go skyrocket. Skyrocket. Rocket, right? Yeah. Thank you for the gift, Luke. Skyrocket. Skyrocket. For sure. For sure. Yeah. 对，像火箭一样。This is the tip. When your attention goes to a language, your energy flows and your results shows. That's for sure. That's for sure. When you put in long hours, you have the laser beam focus. I say laser beam focus, okay? Laser beam focus. Laser beam focus. You focus on nothing else but the language. That's no way your results won't show. You know, that's not logical. You put in long hours input, have enough input and output. You practice your Chinese language with your Chinese teacher. She correct you. You make input every day. Continue output. Speak with her. That's no way your results won't show, right? You need to have laser beam focus when studying the language. Think about nothing else but the language. Yeah. How to improve your pronunciation fast? Repeat after audio, right? Correct. Yeah, Mina, yeah. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Oh, no. Okay. You repeat after audio, right? Correct your pronunciation. Record what you said. This is something you can check yourself, right? You can reflect, review. Something wrong with my pronunciation. Let me listen to my audio. Let me listen to my MP3. I was recording. How was my pronunciation? What's the difference between my pronunciation and the host and anchor? How can I improve upon? This is something you can improve upon. You just record what you said. Record it. Listen to your own audio. You will make progress very fast. Skyrocket for sure. For sure. Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel 就是太多了，信息太多了，有没有这种感觉？有是吧？你有是吧？ What about other so many people? We have 70 audiences right now. How do you feel? Do you feel overwhelmed so far? If you feel overwhelmed, you put overwhelmed in the chat. Do you feel overwhelmed? Okay. Luke feel overwhelmed. What about you guys? What about you? Do you feel overwhelmed so far? Luckily I don't. Okay, you don't. Overwhelmed. 不知所措. Okay. What about other people? Do you feel overwhelmed so far? If you have been staying with me for over 3 hours, do you feel overwhelmed? For some people, you just come and go. Of course, you don't feel overwhelmed. You just come into my live stream room. How come you feel overwhelmed, right? Yeah, you feel overwhelmed. You run away. For those you have been staying with me for over 3 hours, do you feel overwhelmed? Yeah, that's great, Mina. You feel that every day. If you feel overwhelmed, why? Because I compress years of experience into hours. That's why you feel overwhelmed. I give you too much information, but your context is not so big now. It's like the cup, right? It's like the cup. Your context, the container, the container is like the cup. Your cup is like this big right now. Overfilled. Right, yeah. Now I put too much water on it. Too much water in it. Now it overfill. That's too much information. But your context, the cup is just this big, this size, right? It's too small. Your context is too small. That's why you feel overwhelmed. How do you expand your context? The problem is. Do you think what is the some good ways to expand your context? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Listening to music? Did that help? Just look at your result. Did that help? You want to see the result? Just look at your result right now. How do you speak Chinese right now? Do you speak fluently? Just look at the result, right? Yeah, did that help? Not really. Mina. Yeah. Go on. Go ahead, Mina. Mm. You try what? I don't understand. Can you say that? Yeah. You can speak in Chinese. Wow, thank you, little star. Look, like it. Wow, thank you. Okay, Mina, you can chime in anytime you want. Okay, chime in anytime you want. How to expand your context? Yeah, welcome. 不客气。Overfilled, right? It will be overfilled. The water will overwhelmed. You feel, wow, there's too much information. My head aches. Well, I can't absorb all. This kind of the meaning, right? You feel overwhelmed. Because your context is not so big. Your container is not so big now. That's why I feel overwhelmed. Necessary to say, okay, goodbye. 张文正，再见。好。That's why you feel overwhelmed. How to expand your context, your container, your brain. How to expand that? The fastest way to expand your context is you follow a teacher who knows more than you. This is the fastest way. She will teach you everything, right? So you will feel less overwhelmed because I help you to expand your context. 你好, Alex. I help you to expand your context. So more water can come into this cup, right? Because your context expanded, so more information can come in. You don't feel overwhelmed. Less overwhelmed, right? How many of you haven't feel overwhelmed for a long time? Just put in the chat. You haven't feel overwhelmed for a long time. 20 years, look. Wow. What about others? Yeah, you always quit. When you feel overwhelmed, you just quit. I don't want to. Overwhelmed, right? This is the painful period. Most people don't like it. They just quit. They just quit. You feel overwhelmed. Yeah. How many of you don't feel overwhelmed for a long time? Just put in the chat. Just put in the chat. Yeah, Luke. Okay. 7. Yes, about 70 people here. How many of you haven't feel overwhelmed for a long time? How many of you? Let's see. Do you think you don't feel overwhelmed for a long time? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a good thing? No, right? Yeah, that means you are not growing. You are not growing. You are not learning. Yeah. That means you prefer to stay in your comfort zone. You don't want to challenge yourself. You don't want to learn new things. You don't want to feel overwhelmed. This is painful. My head aches. I'm learning so many things every day. My head aches. Your context container is not big. That's why you feel overwhelmed. Right? Yeah, you're not. Yeah. The fastest way is that you follow a teacher who have a lot of experience, who know a lot of things to help you expand your context. This is the fastest way. If you can figure it all out by yourself, you are already there, right? You can't solve a problem you have created in the first place. If you could solve the problem, you wouldn't be here, right? Yeah. So you don't feel overwhelmed. It's not a good thing. Any questions? Uh, 兴趣. What do you mean? Interest? 兴趣. If you can type in the chat, don't understand. 顺序. Oh, 顺序, right? 顺序. It doesn't matter. You see, even though Chinese is your native language, right? You don't speak for some time. You just get rusty. Little bit rusty. You need to have the output, input, every day, right? It's a perfect example. Sequence. There's no sequence. 没有顺序. You just do it. I think you can start to do it this one, right? Yeah, you can get on this one first to write a sticker, stick on your furniture, whatever you stick on the furniture. Then look at it every day. You memorize the words. 头，对吧？ Yeah. Forget it. You never forget it. Actually, I saw some Chinese learners, the students I taught before. He wrote, 手机. He put a sticker here, stick on his phone. 手机，我的手机 my phone. So very interesting. 我的手机. Yeah, like your cell phone, and you put it on the furniture. It's a table. You write write a table, right? Write a table, Chinese and English bilingual on a sticker. Then you put the sticker on the table. Every time you are eating, you see the sticker. Table, table, table. Of course you remember. Yeah. It's better to write down the translation. If you think you need it, it's better to write it down. 桌子 table, table, table. You see it every day, 3 times a day. You can't remember it? I don't believe it. Right? You eat at the table 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You look at this table, table, table. You don't remember? No. Yeah, your mind will automatically process it. Right. You see it so many times. Yeah, for some of you, you are working in the office, you write down some words on the sticker and stick on the item, right? For example, 电脑 computer, stick it computer. For 8 hours, you're looking at the computer and you're looking at this sticker, computer, 电脑. You don't remember? I don't believe. Of course you remember. Of course you remember. You look at the sticker every day, right? The second day you get sick of it. Computer, I just tear it apart. I already remember it. I already memorize it. Yeah, this is the same method, right? Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? You can put in the chat. Any questions? The more hours you put into, the better. The faster progress you will get. Yeah. Yeah, right. That's right. I had an audience last time from the live stream last time, and he speaks Chinese very well, and he put at least 6 hours every day in learning Chinese. At least 6 hours. 6 hours. Yeah, every day is good. Every day is good. You can put 8 hours every day. Yeah. What do you want to learn about the Chinese language or the Chinese culture in the future? You can also put in the chat. What do you want to know about the language? Are there any business people here? Business people. I also teach a business Chinese. Yeah, that would be very useful to you. How do you get the deal from the Chinese clients? How do you address Chinese people, politely? Right, something like this. The culture side. Yeah. Do you have any questions? You can just put in the chat. Right? For those of you, if you think, wow, my live stream is good, you can also give me a testimonial. This is the template. You can record a short video, then you will get a PPT from our live stream today. Does that sound fair? Does that sound fair, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what do you think? You're welcome. Yeah, good. Yeah, never give up, right? Yeah, right down. It's 5 a.m. my time. If you have any questions, It's free. You just feel free to text me, okay? Or you can join my HT group. I have a the Hello Talk group. You can make a screenshot and join my group. You can make a screenshot and join my group if you want. Right? You can make a screenshot and join my group later. Yeah, 5 a.m. Beijing time. Beijing time. 5. This is the Hello Talk group, my group. You can make a screenshot, then scan the code, then later join my group. Okay. For some of you, you are learning Chinese and you are looking for a place to practice, right? You can join my group. Make a screenshot first. Make a screenshot first. Then you can join my group later. Yeah. Wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Have you made a screenshot? Luke, have you made a screenshot? Oh, the QR code, right? The QR code. Yeah, if you want, you can make a screenshot about this as well. Give me a testimonial. Who would like to do this? Who would like to do this for my hard work for almost like 4 hours? Almost 4 hours here. Yeah, already double the time. How many of you have noticed that? If you have stayed with me since 5 a.m. This is the testimonial template. You can record a short video and send it to me. Then I will send you the PPT from our live stream. Yeah. Yeah. Who would like to do that for me? For my hard work. Yeah, thank you, Luke. You can just make a screenshot about this page. Yeah. Done? Yeah. Done? Okay, good. This one also done, right? Yeah, you can join my Hello Talk group to practice your Chinese, to interact with your counterparts, with your other friends from all around the world that are also learning Chinese. You can interact with them as well. And you have some questions, yeah, just you can send a message in the group. Yeah. Until next time, stay hungry, stay foolish. This is a quote from Steve Jobs. A quote from Steve Jobs. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Yeah. Yeah, stay hungry, stay foolish. Okay, so our next time live stream is 5 a.m. Thursday as well, Beijing time.